So I want to remind you guys, I said that you can't use a space before a variable, before an instruction. What I didn't tell you was that you can use indents. You can't use spaces before a variable in Python, but you can use indents. So what is an indent? So I'll just show you how to make one first. So if you look at a keyboard, you use the tab button in order to make an indent. So indents are made by using the tab button on your keyboard. So if I was to, I'll show you what happens if you use the indent. I'm going to use the indent now. So it's like a massive space. It's a really big space. So you can use these. You can use indents before a variable, but you can't use spaces. And I'm going to demonstrate to you what those indents mean in the next slides. I'll show you what indents are for in the next slides. Here's an example. Here's the indent right here. Here's the indent right here. So I'm going to do this and walk my way through them with you. So the computer sees the first instruction, sees the equal sign, knows we're putting the number 12 inside x. So far, so good. Now we look at the second instruction. How do we read this? So it says, if whatever is inside x is the number 12, then do this. I'll repeat that. What it's saying is, if whatever is in the variable x is the same thing as 12, the number 12, then we will do this. So the computer sees this. It looks inside the variable x and it finds the number 12 right here. So it is true. What is inside the variable x is the number 12. So then it does this. Okay, then after it's done with this, it goes to the third instruction here, and then it puts the number 10 inside x. So okay, let's do let's do this again, but with a different number inside x. Let's try 13. Let's make it different, 15. So the computer doesn't know anything. The program is run. It looks at the first instruction. It puts the number 15 inside x. Looks at the second instruction, and it questions. This is a question. So if what is inside the variable x is the same as the number 12, then do this. It looks inside the variable x and finds the number 15. So this isn't true. So then this doesn't happen. Then the computer moves on to the third instruction. It sees the equal sign and knows we're putting the number 10 inside x, and then it just puts the number 10 inside x. Let's move on to another one. Hopefully it'll become more clear. Okay. So computer knows that we're putting the number 12 inside x. And then in the second instruction, it sees something different. What does this mean? So instead of an equals equals sign, it sees an exclamation mark equals sign. So what does the exclamation equal sign mean? It means if whatever is inside the variable x is not the same thing as the number 12, then do this. I'll repeat it. If whatever is inside the variable x is not the number 12, do this. So it looks inside the variable x, and it finds the number 12. So then it doesn't do this. It moves on to the third instruction, sees the equal sign, sees a 10, and knows that we want to put 10 inside the variable x. So let's try a different way. Let's make it 15. So in this situation, it puts the number 15 inside x. It looks to the second instruction. It sees this little statement. So what does it mean? If what is inside the variable x isn't the number 12, then do this. So the computer looks inside the variable x and finds 15. So this is true. Remember, the question is if whatever is inside the variable x isn't the number 12, then do this. Well, what is inside the variable x is not the number 12, it's the number 15. So then in this situation, it does this. It does this here. So in this situation, you get if you run into a row, run the other way. And then in the last instruction, the computer moves on to this instruction. It says x equals 10. So then 15 is turned into 10. Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next example. Here we go. Okay. Computer doesn't know anything. Program runs. It sees the first instruction and puts the number 14 inside x. Right? Puts the number 14 inside x. Looks at the second instruction and we find something new. It's not equals equals sign anymore. It's not the exclamation mark equals sign. It's a greater than sign. So what does the greater than sign mean? Well, it's exactly what I just said. What it means is if the variable, whatever is inside the variable x is larger than the number 12, then do this. I'll repeat it again. If whatever is inside number x is larger than the number 12, then do this. Well, the computer looks inside the x and it finds the number 14. Finds the number 14. And 14 is larger than 12. So then in this situation, the computer displays if you run into a row, run the other way. Right? Blah, 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 blah. I've done this multiple times. You get the idea. And then after it's done with that, it moves on to the next instruction, the third instruction here, and then it puts 10 inside x. So let's run it the other way, another way. So say this is 10. Okay, I don't like that 10. Okay, so Computer doesn't know anything, program runs, sees the equal sign, knows we're putting number 10 inside X. It looks at the second instruction, it says if X is larger, if whatever is inside X is larger than the number 12, then do this. Well, the computer looks inside the X, it finds the number 10, and 10 is smaller than 12. So it doesn't do this. So we don't display if you run into a roux, run the other way. So then the computer skips this and moves on to the next instruction, sees the equal sign and knows we're putting 10 inside X. So this is the same thing. So nothing changes at the end. Okay. And I'm going to do that. This is the final one for this lesson. I'll make it quick. If X 10 is put inside X, looks to the second one, it's not greater than now. It's less than. Right? So if whatever is inside X is less than 12, the number 12, well, the computer looks inside X and finds the number 10. So it knows that whatever is, so it knows this is true, because whatever is inside X is less than 12, it does this. Blah, blah, blah. Right? Blah, blah, blah. It displays if you run into a roux, run the other way. And then in the third instruction, it puts 15 inside X. If this was 15, let's make it 20. Computer puts the number 20 inside X, right? And the second one, it says if whatever is inside X is less than the number 12, looks inside X, finds the number 20. 20 is not less than 12. So then it does. It doesn't do this. So then it doesn't do this. And then it moves on to last instruction. It says put the number 15 inside X, and then finished. So, yep, that's this lesson.